Welcome back to TheChowTimePod. It's your host, Red. I got a video today from Modern Dating here. Again, please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. Let's get that chow.
This is master bedroom.
It's a nice big bedroom. Jeez, alright. Alright. Why do you guys wear shoes in the house on carpet? Stop it. Stop doing that. It's just creates so much dirt and nastiness. Even with your bare foot and socks, it still creates a lot of dirt and nastiness. I can't imagine from your shoes that you've been walking outside all day and then tracking everything in and then just rubbing all that junk all over your carpet. Stop it, people.
It's so huge. Oh my God, look at this.
Oh, that's a nice restroom. Damn, that's a nice walk-in restroom.
Oh my God. Oh my God, I can't even breathe. I can't breathe. Ah,
Big ass walk-in closet.
So you like it?
I love it, babe. I love it. I can't breathe.
It is only in my name, though.
You put it in your name?
Yeah.
That's awful. If you bought me a house, you put it in my name.
Everything was perfect until she found out that her name wasn't in.
The man's paying for it. You ungrateful streetwalker.
The house he just purchased. Even the tonality of her voice changed.
Right?
This is one of the hard conversations that him and I had to have is, what are your thoughts on a prenup? And we actually differ. I'm for a prenup and he's not. I think marriage is a law-abiding, you are signing a contract. I think you have every right in the contract to make divorce as hard as possible. So like in my prenup, I want to say, if you choose to cheat on me and leave me for another woman, you leaving me with everything. The only way I'm going to sign up for a divorce.
So no.
So-
Like when we had this argument, this disagreement, and she said she wanted a prenup. Generally, what people assume from a prenup, and I know this is like
To protect the man.
when she explained what she meant by a prenup, I'm actually more on board with it because essentially her version of the prenup is to make the divorce as hard as possible. Like if I initiate it, I would give up everything that I own. It all become hers. Or if she initiated the divorce, she would lose everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm totally for that. I actually love that idea.
The thing with a prenup,
The fact that she brought it up made a huge difference.
Yes.
It shows she is devoted to their relationship. This strategy will create a space where both
It is a powerful strategy to have that kind of prenup. You know, anybody messes up, you ain't getting jack squat.
will feel the need to work things out, instead of throwing the towels on the first argument like many are doing.
too, is that if you get legally married, it's a contractual obligation. It's just whether or not the state makes it or whether or not you make it. And the state changes the laws all the time, which is another thing, especially with how the laws have been changing in women's favor.
That's an even bigger trap than just a plain old marriage. This type of prenup is actually genius. I don't want to be in a relationship that only stays together because one person doesn't want to lose everything.
That's the other side of that. I can see how one person can be miserable on the other side just because they would never want to lose everything because the initiation is you losing everything.
It sounds like someone
I can see the double-edged sword on this.
has abandonment issues. Bruh. All the people commenting that it's a trap are delulu. It's for both sides. If she cheats, he also gets to keep everything. This is good and bad. Imagine they want to cheat and the other can't get divorced.
Yep.
Unless you are a celebrity, you don't need a prenup. As long as both are willing to do their best, this can work
No, I wouldn't say that. Even if you're not a celebrity, you want a prenup if you have a decent amount of assets.
really well, and since it was her initiative,
If you're a brokey and you're getting married to someone, probably don't need a prenup.
it's even better. It also indicates that she is in it for the right reason. She actually likes him and wants to do her best to stay in that marriage for a long time, and this is what most men are looking for. This type of prenup will prevent those situations where one of the party leave just because they...
I agree with some of the comments. A double-edged sword on this. Yeah, she can be cheating and she doesn't want to initiate divorce. It's still his fault, or you know, she still has to just deal with it. The person that's initiating, like, unless there's also fault involved where whoever is cheating doesn't get anything also, that makes more sense too.
woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
That could be added too.
I have seen a lot of comments opposing this prenup. Some stated she was trying to trap him, but I don't believe it's her main motivation. Those who have this type of idea usually aren't doing it with a negative intention.
Agreed. The idea of this, that the thought process of this idea, I agree with modern dating, that it's usually not a a diabolical thought process. It's more of like, how do I make it so I stay with this person and we work hard to stay together?
And
I
her
think that's
explanation
more of the thought
confirmed it.
process.
It's all about making their marriage stronger. I know they didn't mention what would happen if they fell out of love and no longer wanted to be with each other. But this is a different story, and they probably have a solution for it.
Agreed.
The most important thing was her initiative and the goal she was trying to accomplish. That's what matters the most. We know usually women are the ones who file for divorce,
Yep.
so she needs some credit for doing her best to
can
avoid
give
being
her
part of the
that, yes.
statistics.
This is master bedroom.
I'm not saying you can't act like this when you first purchase your first home or anything, but it's a little weird.
It's so huge.
It's very big.
Bro, you got the gusto to be able to get this big of a house, nice house. Shout outs to you. Shout outs to you for putting it in your own name too.
Oh my god. Oh my god, I can't even breathe. I can't breathe. Ah, look at my walking closet. Oh my god.
Yeah, I thought you might like it.
Baby, this is so good.
We can fix up the other room as like a spare guest bedroom. So you like it?
I love it, babe. I love it. I can't breathe.
It is only in my name.
You put it in your name?
Yeah.
That's awful. If you bought me a house, you put it in my name. This is not good, though. If you bought me a house, you put it in my name. Why would you put it in your name?
Because I was the one with the money.
He has a valid point. Since he was the one with the money, it made sense to have it in his name, but evidently,
Women just expect men to buy them houses, guys. Straight up houses, which are now what? In California, 800, 750 grand off the rip. They just expect us to just buy it, put them in their name on that crap. Okay.
she didn't agree with it, and now she is mad at him.
Don't you want to look at the
I
backyard?
don't. Just enjoy your house then.
Bro, I'm not gonna hold you. She said, I don't want the house no more. It's your house. She had divorce on her mind.
Yep.
She had full intent to take whatever she could. Whatever I buy is always going to be in my name. It's going in my mama's name. She
I wish my mom was still alive to do that.
absolutely wanted to divorce him and take it.
Yep.
I wouldn't care as long as I have a roof over my head and he's paying for it. Win-win situation.
It really is a win-win situation for most women, but they don't ever really see it this way. So a shout outs to this woman.
She was trying to move her sideman already. If you like our video and would like to support us, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. You guys are our main motivation. Thanks for the support. This man probably has a relative or knows someone who has gone through a bit just because of it. So he prepared himself in case she was planning to take it.
I mean, he dodged a bullet, technically. With that reaction and everything, get the hell out.
But I am not sure about the effectiveness of what he did, because since they are married, everything would automatically become hers, so it wouldn't matter whose name is in the house. Besides this point, we need to acknowledge that her reaction was unexpected. It seems like she had a plan that just crashed down, and this is what that young man needs to pay attention to.
Correct.
I don't know why she was so worried when they were still together. Unless she had intentions to leave, there shouldn't be any concerns about whose name is on it, so that reaction was unnecessary. It seems like one of those situations where she already had a divorce on her mind. But his move messed things up a little bit. This clip reminds me of Hakimi, the footballer who kept everything under his mother's name. He probably saw signs that led him to believe she wasn't there for a long run. So he prepared himself.
Should you set up a prenup with your partner? A lot of people don't know, Alex actually asked me to sign a prenup. And I was like, sure, I don't care. And then he tore up the prenup before we got married. So he was like, you just didn't even care about signing it. I was like, well, what? I would never want your money that you've made on your own. That makes me, I'm disgusted by that. On the other hand, if you're going into a relationship and you have no assets and no money, and you plan to make it together and share your assets and money, maybe you don't need a prenup. The way I see it is pretty simple. I think people should protect themselves. If you have a lot of money and you're marrying somebody who doesn't, I don't know why you would not get a prenup. I really don't. A lot of people say like you should do a handshake deal. If you
I mean, if you're both brokies, you're both normal average earners, I don't really think you need it unless you're a normal average earner and you have a lot of assets that you have accumulated. If you've accumulated a house and all these things that they didn't, yeah, then I would agree.
Don't feel like you can do a handshake deal with somebody, don't do a deal with them. And I'm like, I agree with that. You should also pay for it. If Alex died, and then I would, one, I'd probably never get married again. But two, if I did get married, I would for sure fucking have them sign a prenup. You get nothing.
You should always get a prenup. Always get a prenup. Too bad judges often throw them out. I don't care how madly in love we are getting a prenup. In my perspective, if you need a prenup, your marriage is doomed from the start since you are in that mindset. Oh,
see, everybody thinks this, but it's so stupid. The prenup has already been set. The state set it. Instead of them setting it, now you're setting your own terms for it instead of the state setting it. That's all it is. You're taking control over what the state does on their own.
Case it ends. I mean, I get it, but still. Prenups are necessary, especially if one partner takes care of the other entirely. What happens if they divorce? The other is left with nothing. You should always have a prenup. Nothing to do with trust. There is a very important lesson we can learn from this. We need to understand the person you marry and the person you divorce are not the same. This is something most guys forget.
That's one of the truest statements in the world right there. The person you marry and the person you divorce are definitely never, ever the same person. I can't even imagine it being the same person for almost any divorces out there.
Forget when they are in love. While everything is going well and love is still around, most will display the best version of themselves.
Of course.
And they will say things which won't mean nothing later. But from the moment things get to a stage when the divorce is the only way forward, this is when you start seeing another side of them. And in most cases, they become a completely opposite of what they used to be.
Like, if they weren't a narcissist before, they might turn into one now once they get divorced.
This is what her husband should take into consideration when deciding the prenup was no longer needed, just because she told him that she didn't want his assets. What he doesn't know is that the likelihood of her changing her mind regarding his assets is really high, especially if they have a bad divorce. This is why those who still go ahead with it no matter what are placing themselves in a better position. Because that's the only way you're going to secure the assets you acquired before the marriage.
Let me tell y'all a secret about men, and they're probably going to be in my comments telling me how I'm wrong.
Yeah, because it's probably wrong.
You're not fooling me, sir. I got the game sewed up. But y'all know how women will say things like, my man's never going to leave me because I got that Super Soaker 10,000, or I got that net game. And listen, kudos to you, girl. Please, your man. But that is not what keeps a man. They can find that anywhere.
This is true.
Believe it or not, those skills are not, like, there's a lot of us with those skills, okay? Yeah. That's not the thing.
Yeah, I actually agree with you.
And I know you might think, like, big boobies or a nice booty, and sure, men like that. They like the hips, right? You know what they like more than that? These. It's the eyes. I don't know if it's because they can see the crazy in them, and they'll deny that shit, too. They'll say they don't like crazy bitches. Yes, the fuck they do.
No, we don't.
Within limits, within limits. But there's something about the eyes that men really, 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 really love.
I could agree that there is something about the eyes when you see them kind of like hers. Run!
So, like, worry less about your boobies and your butt and all that. And you can do all that. But if you got some pretty eyes, you're good. You got the game sewed up.
No, to me, it's the face. Like, if you have a pretty face, you could be a Thortha and have a pretty face, and most men would probably still hit you or, go after you or pursue you because you have a pretty face. I think for most men, a pretty face gets us. The body is great and all, but a pretty face is what we have to see constantly. Like, and everybody sees constantly is that face. Kind of. At least for me, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you guys more of the body types. I'm just more of like the face type. If you have a good face, you can not have that much assets overall, but a good face is a good face. You can't dog a good face.
It depends on the man, but for me, yes, you are 100% correct. You are so right. I was looking at your eyes the entire time. We can sense everything through your eyes. Eyes don't lie. From a physical standpoint, yes, eyes are one of the first things I notice. As long as my girl looks at only me in that special way. I've had many relationships with pretty eyes girls who were cheaters.
Exactly.
Although there are some guys who agree with what she said, I know there are other things way more important than eyes.
Agreed.
What about loyalty, respect, and peace of mind? Those are the main pillars most of us need in a relationship, and I would go far and confirm that one of the biggest signs that a relationship is going to fail is when one of those pillars is missing.
I mean, I'm Asian, and I'm attracted to Asians. What eyes am I seeing? Most Asians' eyes are like a slit. My eyes are a slit when I smile. Like, it's hard to tell, at least for us Asians, like, windows to the soul? What window? It's more like a freaking pinhole trying to look for your eyes for Asians.
This is when we have a guarantee that sooner or later, it will fall out. Imagine being in a relationship with a woman with the best eyes that we can find, but she is not loyal or respectful.
Exactly.
How long will that relationship last? We know for sure it's going to be a short ride.
Yeah, it's just so funny. Like, eyes are the windows to the soul. Freak, my window is very small, so I get the focus. That's just probably why normal people with normal eyes are like so distracted, because their eyes are so wide and big and they see everything. Us Asians, no, we don't see everything. We're very focused because our eyes are very small. So we're just focused on very few things in life. That's why we're very directional. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. And I'll catch you guys next time. Ciao.